I'm here with Alice Gao, who's a Senior Vice President of ICBC USA. Alice, thank you very much for coming and spending a little time with us today.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Alice, I'd like to ask a few questions, which I think you're very suited to in your position with ICBC. One question I'd like to ask you is, what kind of projects are you most interested in lending these days? Are there things that attract you more than others or are more interested in others these days?
Well, let me just start it with a brief introduction of our bank. Yeah, I'm very excited. As of December 2015, the bank continued to be ranked as the #1 largest bank in the world by total assets of over 3.6 trillion. And also #1 on Tier 1 capital, about 215 billion. We also ranked #1 by net profit of 44 million. So with that, in the US, we have 4 financial institutions. So 4 together, we provide a full array of product and service. The first financial institution is ICBC Financial Services. It's a broker-dealer of security services. And we also have ICBC Standard Bank. It's a financial market and commodity bank based in New York. We also have ICBC New York branch, which is wholesale bank of ICBC Group. And lastly, we have ICBC USA. It's a federal charter, full license bank, FDIC insured. So ICBC USA has 13 branches and 1 service center. We have 3 branches in New York, 10 branches in California, 1 service center in Seattle. Together with these 4 financial institutions, physical locations, and the e-banking platform, we offer not only offer traditional deposits and loan services, we also offer a variety of products such as cash management, trade finance, treasury, and also foreign exchange. Our most strong point to distinguish us with others is we do offer variety service of onshore and offshore renminbi products.
So most of the lending that you would do on hotels is through ICBC?
Most lending for hotels is through ICBC New York branch and ICBC USA.
Very good. And in terms of the type of lending you're doing, does ICBC have any current priorities or any current trends that it sees?
For the lending, for the corporate lending, we have 6 industry-specific teams to focus on, for example, energy, technology, and cross-border, etc. For the real estate side, we generally offer construction loans, acquisition and refinance loans, and syndication loans. For the product type, we cover a wide range of products such as office building, retails, multifamily, condos, mixed use, of course hotels, and the land for development.
Excellent. And in terms of what you see, I know that one thing that you must be really aware of is the interest rate environment for these loans. Where do you see the interest rates going, particularly for hotels? Do you see that staying stable, going up? It's not a lot down to go, but do you see where do you see any direction there?
Well, definitely we are in the interest rate rising environment. So we predict the interest rate will go up in the next couple years.
Does that impact the kind of lending that you do, or is that just part of the business?
It's part of a business, but of course we have to take this into consideration of the underwriting that will increase the cost, and we will be more conservative on the loan-to value and the cash flow and the debt service coverage.
Now, the interest rates and the changes in the interest rates are also part of the general cycle. Where do you see the see from your vantage point, where do you think we are in the hotel cycle? Are we at the beginning, the middle? Are we seeing the end of this long run of good hotel results? So what do you think from your position?
I think we are in the bullish and expandatory period.
Really?
So we probably still see 1 or 2 years of going up, and probably then we will hit another cycle.
Are you looking, when you are evaluating your hotel lending, are you looking at any particular type of product? Are you, for your, are there any particular initiatives you have? Are you looking at lending on urban properties? Are you looking at primary markets or secondary markets? Any kind of initiatives that you might have?
Yes, with total 17 physical locations for ICBC US operations. We covered from East Coast to West Coast. And with this year's integration of these 4 US operations, we expect to branch out to a much broader US footprint, but of course with continued focus on gateway cities.
Okay, very good. So that's helpful. So, but more in the San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, maybe not Peoria. Right.
Right, definitely, because our customer base is majority Chinese investors. They invest into the U.S., which tied to the Chinese consumer need. The cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, they have similar cultures with back in China. So people come to invest, they feel a little bit more easier. And also they are very focused on their children's education, and whatever individual or small private enterprise want to invest in the US, they always target into the real estate in the city, which can create the immigration opportunity for them.
Excellent, I see. So it's a whole unit instead of simply looking at the hotel. You're really looking at a much broader concept there.
Right. In terms of the hotel, also, it's mostly focused on the brand name hotels. Wow. That's for people normally invest in the hotel are middle to large private-owned corporations or the state-owned companies. They want to use this brand name hotel or the asset to increase their business image back in China too. So it's helping each other.
So that's very helpful. That's good for people to know. So, we've been doing Meet the Money for a long time. We expect to keep doing it, and we hope to have you again next year. So when we're sitting across from each other next year, what do you think that we'll be talking about?
By the time next year, I hope I have a more successful story to share with the audience, both on the Chinese investment in the US and also the American investment in China.